Morning, everybody. Welcome back to my unprocessed life. I am headed to work, and I'm virtually on time. I shoot to leave every morning about 6:15, and I'm leaving at 6:12. Now, yesterday I was shooting to leave at 6 o'clock, and I left a little bit, and I got out on time a little bit earlier then too. Some of my glasses. So, 2 victories in a row. I may not have gotten out as early as I could have this morning, but definitely on time from that perspective. So, that's a good thing. Then, what? Last night, as far as dinner goes, I completely pigged out on vegan pizza. What we did was we got some, and it was a pretty plain pizza, really. It was a pizza crust, just a little bit of sauce, a ton of tomatoes, some onions, some spinach, and some zucchini. I would have added other things like, a few olives and mushrooms, but those were the only veggies we had in the house. And since they were the only ones we had in the house, those were the ones we had to go with. So, and we actually made 2 of them, and I think I ate most of them. So it was a lot of pigging out by me. I'm sure I didn't even weigh this morning to see what my weight was. In fact, I haven't weighed this week because I didn't really want to see where I've been with that, because I have just been eating nonstop. So today I think will be one of those days where we'll rein that back a little bit. So and so after we got done with that, I made some green juice last night, and this morning I drank that green juice. And it was interesting because I changed up the ingredients quite a bit, actually. We didn't have any more kale, and we were out of collard greens, so spinach was a substitute for that. So I ended up with 3 cups of spinach in my juice, and 2 small zucchinis. Then I also added my typical head of romaine lettuce, half a lemon, and today we did half a lime, along with some ginger. And it was pretty ginger heavy, very gingery this morning, but it was also a little bit limey, a little bit of lime going on. And it was interesting. The lime added a hint of refreshment in the the aftertaste. So it wasn't bad, for sure. It really wasn't bad. It was, I'm not sure, like I'm not sold on the lime in the juice. Like I thought I'd either love it or hate it, but I'm kind of in the middle. I don't know that I actually love it or hate it. We'll have to see. It may be more of an acquired taste. But we've got a big bag of limes, and I'm not going to let them go to waste, because I generally don't ever let any food go to waste. So plenty of limes in the future of the juicing. But it was good. It was just very different. It did have a nice, refreshing aftertaste that I didn't expect from the lime. I was like, hey, lime, check you out. So that's good. And then for lunch, I have the chocolate banana smoothie. Bringing it old school. You've heard me talk about it before. This is the protein powder thing. So yesterday, Stark Raving Raw left out the chocolate protein powder because for her, she eats very differently than I do, and her, at least these days, she does. I've tried things her way too. I've done the high carb, low fat, don't pay attention to calories, mash in the calories, the Durian Rider freely fad, and you gain a lot of weight unless you're exercising your butt off like they do, which I don't. And there's a very different lifestyle. Diet and lifestyle go together, and if you're a sedentary, is that how you say it? Sedimentary? if you don't move a lot, if you're an office worker and, you know, look at my trek every day. I have an hour commute each way, which adds 2 hours onto my salaried position of 8. So minimum, I'm doing 10 hours a day, just work-related things, where I can't go exercise and so forth. And then I also have a 4-year-old, soon-to-be 5-year-old, and a 3-month-old, and my wife. And so when I get home, I need to spend some time with them. That's really important for their development and them growing up. And I know the argument can be made, hey, you know, you need to get healthy and so forth, and that's absolutely true, and I have to find a way to get more exercise in. But there's a real difference between the lifestyle that the high-carb, low-fat, raw vegan community perpetuates, which is, you know, eat fruit, exercise all day long, eat more fruit. Make sure you get your greens in too, right? I mean, that's kind of their thing. And, you know, if you're a YouTube star and you don't have to work for a living, and when I say you don't have to work for a living, I mean you work for yourself, basically. If you can spend all day long making videos and working out and creating content, that's awesome. And I'd love to be at that point. But the fact of the matter is that for a very high percentage of us, 99% of us, we all work for the man. And that means that we have a lot less freedom to do things than you know, the people going after the high carb, low fat, raw vegan lifestyle. So we have to make some changes. We can't eat 4,000 or 5,000 or 6,000 calories a day and still lose weight and still be, you know, healthy. You can't do that. I can't eat 3 times the amount of calories that I need to get to a healthy place and not work out. Now, if I was able to exercise a lot more, then it would be a different story altogether. You know, then I'd have no excuse. I could go work out for 4 or 5 hours a day and eat all the carbs and stuff that I want to and so forth. But this is real life for most of us. And so the only thing that I can really think of to try to make that work is to watch my calories. And it's hard to watch your calories if you're just, you know, eating fruit nonstop, because there's a lot of calories in fruit. I'm not saying it's not good for you, and I'm not arguing that lifestyle from a health point of view, although I know a lot of people do. But for those of us that have to support a family and you know, are not YouTube stars, at least not at this point, you know, we have to figure out how to make everything work within our daily society the way our lives work. And for me, that means I eat more cooked food and so forth. But getting back to my original point, one of the things that I like about the protein powders is I don't have to think about my protein intake and my amino acid profile. I know I'm getting complete amino acid profiles, and so I don't have to worry about that. And it's just one less thing to worry about. And in my life, there's a lot of things that I got to think about. So getting something like that off my plate's good. Now, Stark Raving Raw doesn't like to use the protein powders as much. She likes to do it every other day or 3 times a week or something like that, because for her it just adds additional calories, and so she sees that she gains weight when she's adding the protein powders. And that's absolutely true because of the way she eats. She doesn't really pay attention to her calories at all, and she eats more high raw than I do. And so what happens for her is that those extra 120 calories in each smoothie, and sometimes she'll have 2 a day, is 240 extra calories. Well, of course, over time, that is going to get to a point where you start to gain extra weight because you're eating extra calories that you're not burning off. And that's, you know, so we had a conversation about that yesterday, and that's what she was doing for me by leaving out the protein powder. She was like, well, you know, this is why I don't do it. And I said, well, that's great and that's wonderful, but the reason I want you to continue to put the protein powder in my smoothies that you make for me every morning. Love you, honey. Is that I track all my calories, so I know whereabouts I am. I track all my calories most of the time. I don't think I did a very good job with the pizza last night. I don't think I've even entered it in the chronometer yet. I will. Today at some point I got to figure out all the calories and stuff, and that's really the biggest drawback to using something like an application like chronometer. Calorie tracking app, is that you have to try to figure out, on the things that are not standard off the shelf. And so when you're not living a standard off the shelf lifestyle, it becomes a little bit more challenging. Well, it's a really, really great app, and I enjoyed using it. It's really been eye-opening and helpful for me. I would be estimating completely wrong otherwise. I would just be thinking, oh yeah, I'm getting right around 2,000 calories when I was probably getting 3,500 or 4,000. So it's been a godsend for me. And so there you go. So for lunch, I have my 7 banana chocolate smoothies going with me, and those will keep me going until I get home. Oh, I did crack open a coconut last night. That was fun. I took a coconut, and Stark Raving Raw has this, it's not a Cocoa Jack, which, that opens the coconut up. This is like a coconut screw. It kind of looks like a corkscrew, and you screw it into the coconut, and then you can just put a straw in it and drink the water. And I hadn't had any coconut water in a while, so it was nice to have some coconut water. I enjoyed it. Nice, fresh coconut water. Sweet, beautifully sweet. But for dinner tonight, there's one more pizza crust. We may have more vegan pizza. The crust doesn't stay for very long, so we may have one more vegan pizza tonight, and that will probably keep us in check as far as what we eat. And I've got a bunch of tomatoes to keep using too, so I gotta get those tomatoes used pretty quick. Probably not this weekend, but next weekend will be time for another trek out to the farmer's market for more cases of things. Right now, we're doing pretty well though, so. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna wind this up. I'm getting ready to pick up my coworker and head to work. So once again, thank you for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. The time I spend with you, for me, is really enjoyable, but I know you have a lot of different choices and things that you can watch and people you can hang out with. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. There'll be some upgrades to audio coming up in the future. I've been told that my audio sucks, especially when I'm like running the heater in the car or the air conditioner or something like that. So we are going to resolve that here in the next week or so. I apologize for any of that that has caused pain or agony. You can catch me over on Instagram, where I post everything I eat that I remember to post, at myunprocessed.life. You can also reach me via email if you want to, at myunprocessedlife@gmail.com. You can, of course, always comment down below. That's great. Make sure you like it if you like the videos. If you like this one, hit the like button. And then feel free to share it. I love it when you share my videos. And if you haven't yet and you want to, and you like hanging out with me, then click the subscribe button and hang out with me more. You'll get notified every time there's a new video, and it will make my subscriber list grow from whatever it is, 2 or 3 people that watch me, to 3 or 4 or 5 maybe. So that'd be awesome. So anyway, until next time, y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you real soon.